Open Skull Press. If you are interested in publishing an 8x10 softcover book containing stories and photographs of and by the people who lived with Charles Manson, and you have the means to produce this book on a large scale, contact me at the following number. Lynette Fromme, Sacramento, California. The last time we left, we were talking about Capistrano. Capistrano. Last video, we were talking about Capistrano, and I mentioned the fact that George Spawn was the one that gave Cappy her name. And I never really got into why or what it meant. Most people's minds will wander off to San Juan Capistrano with the beach and maybe the surfing, and maybe that's why, you know, because George knew she was a surfer. No, nothing to do with it. George also spoke Spanish, had a lot of workers that were Spanish speaking, and he knew how to talk to them, and he gave everybody nicknames. And what Capistrano actually means, it's spelled C-A-P-O, Strano, is capo in Spanish, I guess. I don't speak Spanish. It means cap or head. And Strano means strange. Capistrano was the strange head girl by George Spawn, anyway. Good old Lynette Fromme, or Fromme. The pronunciation goes Fromme, and Manson liked to call her Fromme, so I guess she likes to call herself Fromme too. I don't know if it was because of Manson or what, I don't know. I have to ask her that. But I think the pronunciation goes Fromme. It sounds so much better. It sounds like oish. It's like a chant that they would do down at the Spawn Ranch, maybe. Like Fromme, way better. But you're probably wondering why at the beginning there was a letter with Lynette Fromme. It was because Manson wanted everybody to save this stuff today. It was historic, man. And they were trying to sell it to people, which was probably the wrong idea. They probably should have just kept it, not cared about selling the crap. But eventually they just all sold the crap, or they went to prison and lost the crap, or whatever it might have been. But now, the only way you have to reconstruct a book like that is to make one. So I've made one, and that's where a lot of the information is coming from that I do these videos with, from these books that I made. And today, we're going to get into the pages of Capistrano. Hey, it's my book. I can do what I want. I drew the illustrations for this book too. Check it out, it's cool. No, you can't get the book. It's just my book, man. It's just my book. I wanted the book, so I did the book. But check it out. That's my illustration of Cappy in Death Valley. That's where she belongs, because that's where her story, mainly comes up with the Manson family anyway. Although, we need to get into of what happened to Cappy when she went to San Francisco. Catherine Gillies, aka Capistrano, once regarded by Manson as a promising assassin. See, that's the original picture I drew of her in pencil. And that's Chuckleberry. Yep, Chuck Lovett. He was attracted to the Manson family because of Capistrano. And Capistrano is the person who gave Chuckleberry his nickname. But these girls, they attracted a lot of guys. Yeah, these girls, they really attracted a lot of guys. There's Chuck Lovett right there sitting beside Capistrano. Look, oh, she's got this smile on her face like old Chuck's giving her the whoosh. You know who else he attracted? You're not going to believe it. Grey Wolf. Yep, he was one of them. He was right there with them. on that day, not that day, because he took off and went home because he got afraid that he got arrested for vagrancy, and he got afraid, so he took off and went back home. But they also attracted Grey Wolf. It's in the book. You want me to show? It's in the book. Yeah, it was on this day the two knife-toting members of the Manson family got jailed. They handcuffed them together too. They were holding hands and being handcuffed. And this was the day that they were arrested with 3 guys. One of them was Chuck Lovett, and he mentioned that his address was at Spawn Ranch. And then there was 2 other guys. There was a Herbert Townsend, and there was a Craig Hammond, a.k.a. Grey Wolf. It's in the book, man. If you were trying to pinpoint the time that Grey Wolf entered the Manson family for the very first time, it would have been right here, when Mary was getting out of jail. That's when Grey Wolf showed up. And this is Cappy. And somewhere Grey Wolf's around here because he's also pictured in one of these news clippings. And you can see that. It's in, I think, it might even be in Hendrickson's film, where in the back behind Mary is Grey Wolf. But this is Clem right here. And Clem goes by the name Clemson Moonstar. And they even put it in the paper. With the Manson family members, strange named Capistrano and left Clemson Moonstar. What a name, man. That was cool, Clem. He had it going on, man. Granted immunity for the cooperation with the prosecution in the Gary Hammond murder case, which led to the arrest of Charles Manson and others in the Tate case. Good old Mary Bruner. Yeah, there are some creepy parts of the book. If you just look at them real closely. Come to the 0 before the 1 was 1. Always before the climax. The grand come is come. A loser never loses. When wind is never seen, be always in the shadow. Love knows what I mean. Written by Catherine Gillies. I mentioned Grey Wolf. I want to picture what Grey Wolf looked like back around the time that Mary was getting arrested. I also drew him for the book. So yeah, basically that was the video, right, on how she got the name Capistrano. I covered that from the very beginning. And then I got into this book a little bit. That's in the book. Yeah, we'll get into more of the book the next time here, because I'm kind of short on time right now, because the power went out, and it was out for like, say 2 hours. 2 hours too long. Because I'm just not in the mood for this anymore. But tomorrow, when the power maybe stays on for a while, I'll get more into the mood of it. And we'll look more into this book about Capistrano. But now you know how she got her name anyway, at least before the power went out. I'm just wondering if the power's going to go out again. Because you know when the power goes out, I get locked in here. In the dark. Yeah, I can get out. I mean, there's a pull cord over there that you can release the door and you can pull it up and you can get out. But it's kind of difficult in the dark because there's this camera there, there's this tripod there, and then there's a computer down here that you don't see. There's a bunch of cords that go all over. There's a lot of stuff that you don't see. And you certainly don't see it when the power goes out. Anyway, you would have never known if I wouldn't have told you. But that's why I'm ending this thing. Because again, I'm just quite not in the mood for it anymore. Since it's now going on 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. I need to sleep. But you can always read what I write. I write something every single day. And I think I wrote something. Yeah, I wrote something every single day. So I get confused because I write at different times. Sometimes I write at night, sometimes at day, sometimes in the middle of the day, sometimes in the morning, never know. Always something though. But yeah, this is in the book. I'll show you that next time too. Here, on the back porch tapes. Peace. Yes, we was all white people, but it's fear and guilt of the white people that sacrificed us. Manson.